88 Keys was the first time that Budo and I had ever made music together, and he came over to my apartment and we were just dabbling around, we were playing some stuff, and the first song that we made was Grieves. It was like, we made that beat, like, and we had it all sequenced out on the Pro Tools thing, and he took off and I started playing around with it a little bit, and I wrote to it and I sent it to him the next day while he was at work, and then we started compiling things. Like he'd be at work and I'd be writing. He'd come home, send me a beat, I'd go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and it's like a lot of stuff bounced back and forth that way. And so we weren't really together in the studio that much with each other until we decided to take the demos that we had. We flew out to Colorado to the studio called AK Studios. It's like in the middle of nowhere. We locked ourselves in there for a week and redid the whole entire record. So when we got to New York, you know, I got an apartment with a downstairs too. So we built a studio down there, and so Budo would come over every day and he'd make beats and I'd write, and we'd work together, and it was like this spot. So we demoed the whole record in that room, which was in my house, and it was like we all contributed to that space, and that all that energy went right into that room. So the new record, you hear like a lot of it, and on 88 Keys we still had some samples. This one is completely sample free. Like, we played everything. Like, Budo really wanted me to step up to the bat and do more singing hooks, and that was like a big challenge for me. And that was my challenge with this record was, and we slow down the tempos. It's not super fast, but it's super melodic. The songs on this, we made like 40 or 50 songs, and then we've been chopping them down. So there's more variety in this one, even though it still flows on a very consistent level, but it's not like 88 Keys was. And we also had it mixed in this place called Blast Off Studios in New York, which is like where like Mano and like Lupe Fiasco and all the dudes on Atlantic record there. So it's very glitzy sounding when it comes down to the sonics of the record, but it's still Budo and I playing, you know, all of our instruments, everything. So it's a cool approach to that sound. So I'm excited for people to hear it. But we sat down, we wrote down kind of our goals and our business plan on the back of a napkin with a Sharpie in my mom's living room and my dad's living room, eating bologna sandwiches. And we accomplished every single goal on that within 3 years. Me standing in front of this camera right now talking to you about it is like, that defines it. Like, I've made it to this point. And a lot of people are like, you made it. Like, how does that feel? Like, you can finally like kind of relax. And it's like, fuck that. Like, I need a new napkin is what I need. So, you know, like, I don't plan on, like, this isn't the top for me. This isn't the race, or the, you know, the uphill climb is not over for me. And if it was, I wouldn't be happy, because I'm happy when I have things to do. And it's always, for me, like, to get to this point, I've been busting so much ass, and I do a lot of work myself. And my manager has been my best friend since I was 5th grade. So, you know, we're on the phone, and Budo's a huge part of it too. Like, the 3 of us and our agent, Doug, like, we're talking all day, every day, coming up with plans, coming up with anything that we can think of to keep the ball rolling. Because I'm not a happy dude if I'm just sitting around on my ass doing nothing. So, I mean, as far as projects go, I would like to try something that's like fully just singing, just for myself, to see if I can do it. And then maybe if it turns out good, I could like release it on the internet or something. Or maybe if it's really good, maybe I'll put it out. But I want to start experimenting more on just music in general, and not just focus on being like rapper dude all the time, because that puts me in a box sometimes in my head that drives me crazy. Like, I'll end up just writing like the same raps, and I'm like, fuck. Like, so I feel like if I allow myself to branch out, everything inside of me is going to do the same thing. So